Understood. Have some gabagool. Have some wine, and go rest. Yeah, the room's yours.
Sorry, I would, but I'm a vegan.
You hear a familiar sound of 100 crossbows starting to get loaded. And welcome to the Guild of Icons. Hello, everyone. And why don't we very quickly, for those watching, why don't we very quickly go through each character. In character, give me a description, please, of your characters. We're going to start with Belladonna.
I am Belladonna Payday, and I am a wizard who is currently in a bet with a malevolent devil. And if I am to win this bet, I shall gain her powers and rule over basically this entire world.
It sounds good. You just have to survive. Okay. Next to Shinies.
Shinies.
Thank you. And to the Mime. Thank you. Okay, let's get started. Right. As we left off last time, a lot has happened. We're in the town of Newton Frubwell, or Frubner, or whatever I fucking said. Newton something or other. Well, basically, you all arrived at a mafia tavern. So, the most important bit we're at right now is right after facing Bully Chesterton, the Revenant. Well, maybe. I mean, you lot, player-wise, know it is, but your characters don't. And everyone in the chat knew it was as well. They were guessing through. But your characters don't know. You defeated a malevolent undead. Chopped his head off, shoved his body in a barrel, threw it in the river, and Shinies has got the head. And meanwhile, Belladonna, you chased after a guard who I don't recall giving the guard a name, so I'm going to call the name. I think we're going to go for Wurzel Jones, who is a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracist, although wasn't at the start of the session, and you tailed them to their house and set fire to it with their wife and child in. They didn't take this lying down and have shot you in the back with a crossbow.
I would also like to bring up that I have pinned this crime that I did in front of him on the nearby Tabaxi village that they have a rivalry with.
Yes. But that would assume that the guard dies, because the guard sees you leaving. Well, I suppose you've sort of claimed allegiance to the Tabaxi, so I think that's going to be okay. Yeah. The void is called. Okay. But we're going to pick up there, right? Because last time we had you unconscious, but we realized that actually you had slightly more health than we thought you did. So you are not unconscious. It is, in fact, your go. We don't need to roll initiative because there's only 2 members of you, and one of them's already acted. How are you gonna proceed? You are probably about 20 feet away from the guard. I'm going to say you're not face down in the dirt, but they do have a crossbow trained on you.
I mean, I'm going to do what any other foolish villain would do, despite knowing the consequences. I'm put on the ring.
Well, okay. So you use your action to put on the ring, and you go boop, invisible.
Not invisible. I am in the actual realm. He cannot interact with me at all.
True. You are in the ethereal, I believe.
Ethereal, sorry.
Yeah, which means... You know what can interact with you? Ghosts and the undead. But it's all right. I'm sure Bully's not coming back for approximately 24 hours of in-game time. So, so you're okay.
And I'm going to use the rest of my movement to just run up to the roof of any of the nearby buildings.
Okay, that's fine by me.
Because I can do that in the ethereal realm.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to roll a perception check for something. Yeah, okay, so that big red eye really... It's looking straight at you again. Okay, but yeah, you're up the top of a nearby building. And you are, for all intents and purposes, invisible. The guard has just seen this happen and is probably going to blame it on... lizard folk or something, I don't know. Yeah, so the guard is going to run back, I suppose, on their turn to their house and try and put out the fire. Desperately try and put out the fire. Because you did torch the building. I mean, presumably they've gotten their wife and child out at this point. But yeah, they're going to start trying to get water, fetch water, get attention, get people to sort of get a bucket chain going and that sort of thing. Because you're actually uphill a little bit. You're not right by the river, because Shinies is right by the river. And you're about half a mile away or so uphill. So it's going to take a while to put that out. That building's probably getting torched. I think we can stop combat there. I don't think they're going to spot you right now, and they seem quite distracted. Very well dodged, because that was very close to death. Okay, so meanwhile, in the tavern, the Mime, you're still in the tavern, according to my notes, and I hope that's correct. So in the tavern, you do notice that there's a little sort of, it's a bit like a notice board on the wall. And, you know, at the moment, most of the dwarves aren't really noticing you because they're busy correcting all the damage, basically. Actually, most of the damage was caused by them in a rush to, you know, murder Chaz, Billy, and Bully. But they're sort of, you know, putting tables back up, and they're sweeping up broken glass, that sort of thing. But yeah, you see this this board catches your eye, and you see on there's a poster that says Artifact Collector seeks assistance cataloging rare magics, handle items beyond the ken of mortal man. And meanwhile at the river, while you're coming back with the head of Bully Chesterton, you see an old man in just like almost like priest's garb, but not anywhere near as fancy as priest garb. It's basically like a medieval hoodie, all the way down though, made out of like cloth sack, carrying this really heavy barrel and really sort of sweating it, and just sort of going up the hill and just going, oh Jesus, this is heavy. Oh good lord, I told him to do it in boxes and bring a cart, but and just sort of disappears, but appears to drop something behind them as they go.
Well, Shinies would definitely go take a look at it.
Okay, it's a stick. It's about that long. It's twisty and bendy, and yeah, it's seems to be a stick.
Yeah, she'll take it.
Okay, sure, that's no problem at all. Add a stick to your inventory.
We'll add a twisty bendy stick to the inventory.
So what's everyone's plan? Are we all going to be nowhere near each other for the duration of the entire session, or are we gonna meet up again?
I feel like we need to find somewhere to get.
I was gonna go and have some gabagool.
Okay, before I do anything else, I'm going to do with the most evil thing imaginable. Start pouring a Mime axe.
Oh my god. Okay. So roll me a performance check, please.
Okay, I have expertise on this, so
we'll see
that is...
how bad your mime is. And by that I mean how good your mime is.
Yeah, a reasonable DM would have just failed me immediately.
Well, never let it be said that I'm a reasonable DM.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay, D20. Once, please roll low. I get advantage because they like me for the whole thing that just happened.
It's a strong assumption that they like you for what just happened.
That is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20, so it's pretty horrific. And yeah, it only takes about 5 seconds before a dwarf who I'm going to say is called... In fact, let me roll it. Little Giuliani goes, hey, what are you doing in here? What are you doing? You ain't got a license for this shit. You can't be performing like that in here. You scare away the customers. Come on. It's bad enough we had the undead in here. Now this is worse. Give me about the undead. Jeez. Are you going to continue, or bearing in mind the number of crossbows that they've just levied against the undead? The damage being measured in D100s.
Yeah, I'm just going to take the notice off the board and leave.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, add on that you have that notice, and And if you need a repeat of what it says, just let me know. I've got it written down over here.
I'm going to take some cured meats with me, though.
Oh yeah, you're going to go for some gabagool.
Hey!
Hey! They'll give you some gabagool for about 2 silver.
Seems reasonable.
Okay. So are you all planning to meet up? Please.
Oh no!
Yes.
I feel like I
this is
could
the
press the
campaign.
guard more.
I'm afraid rocks have fallen and killed Belladonna. Right.
I am kidding.
And it still hasn't been 30 minutes, so congratulations.
My plan has been to go back to the room we rented out and actually get that long rest because.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's back at the tavern, so yeah, you can do that. The people there, the dwarves there are still perfectly happy to let you rest there. You are not on the best terms. Like when you arrive, one of the dwarves there, who is going to be called. That doesn't work. That's an Irish name. I was going to say Fingers O'Malley.
I mean, could have emigrated.
He's adopted.
Absorbed a bit of culture.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be Boisterous Luigi. And he comes up to you and he's like, hey, now, you're obviously welcome to rest here. You pay for that, but we're gonna need to discuss settling up the damages. You capiche?
Yeah, well, in the morning we can definitely discuss that. I am exhausted.
Understood. Have some gabagool. Have some wine, and go rest. Yeah, the room's yours.
Sorry, I would, but I'm a vegan.
You hear a familiar sound of 100 crossbows starting to get loaded. And a very angry look there.
I'm a rabbit. What can I say?
You know what? Fair enough. They're just gonna get out of my sight. Get out of my sight. Okay.
Yeah. The mime's in the room already just eating the gabagool, by the way.
Okay.
Hilariously, Belladonna is in fact not a vegan.
So, so you're all sat in the room. 2 of you reading delicious cured meats. And yeah, you can have a long rest now and wake up with spell slots and health and all those sorts of things that you haven't had for a little while, which will be nice.
And a 3rd level.
And a 3rd level, yes. You have all hit level 3 because you managed to beat a CR5 creature, which is definitely enough to hit level 3. So actually at level 3 some of you have gained a subclass, so why don't you tell me what you've gained? Obviously Shinies hasn't, because Shinies would, well no, you've got your pact as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
And Belladonna you wouldn't have, because you got your college at 2nd level.
Yes, but I just hit wizard 2nd level. Remember, I took 1 level in monk.
That was it. Okay, yeah. Okay, everything makes sense. So every one of you, tell me your subclasses. We'll start with the mime, not in character, please.
Okay. So I've taken the College of Mime.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I know everyone's very shocked by this decision, but I'm just trying to mix this up a bit. So the abilities I get. Yeah. The ability I get at level 3 is one called Copycat, which basically I become proficient with the disguise kit, which is irrelevant because I already was. And I can copy the mannerisms of any person I've spent at least 1 hour observing. And when I see long rest, if I see a creature complete a long rest, a skill check, I can basically mimic their result for it. And the other ability I get is...
One you already had, actually, because I'd already said that you had that ability. So you can cast spells that have verbal components by using somatic instead.
Yeah, and I also get one called Magical Hoodwink.
Ooh.
Beginning at 3rd level, your thespian skill allows you to convince, con, charm, and confuse your foes with ease. As a reaction, when you see a creature within 60 feet of you make an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma check saving throw, you can spend 2 uses of your bardic inspiration at once. That would actually be all my inspiration at the moment. Rolling both dice, you deal psychic damage to the target equal to the highest number rolled, and you reduce the target's saving throw result by the lowest number rolled, potentially causing the attempt to fail.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
I'm very in character.
Yeah, very in character. Okay, over to Belladonna.
Belladonna is now a chronergy wizard, which means she has time manipulation. In this case, I have a reaction that I can use to force a target to reroll if I have it.
That's pretty nice. That is pretty nice.
And the best part is, this has unlimited use as long as I have reactions.
That's very nice. Okay.
So once per turn, I can force a reroll, either an enemy to try to fail them, or an ally to try to make it pass.
That's very powerful. I like that. Okay, over to Shinies.
And I'm sorry, I have one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Now
Sorry, you stopped for like 10 minutes. I'd assume.
That's because you were talking.
I do that a lot. That's very me.
And I also have temporal awareness, which allows me to add my intelligence modifier, which is a +4, to my initiative, bumping it up to a +7.
Nice. Also, I've just looked up the chronal shift ability. I'm afraid you can only do that twice per long rest.
Is it? I must have misread that.
They do it on a separate paragraph, so it's
Oh, okay.
it's a bit of a pain. Because I had a feeling I'd seen that before, but I just wanted to double check. Yeah, twice per long rest, which is not too bad actually. It's fairly equivalent then to a divination wizard. But then with that temporal awareness, having that bonus to initiative as a wizard particularly is excellent because it means you can nuke something before they get a chance to go. Okay, over to Shinies.
Shinies now has Pact of the Tome, where the main thing they've done is make sure to take Firebolt and control fire cantrips.
Not many buildings are going to be left unburnt by the end, are they?
No.
Excellent. All right. So that's your long rest. Wonderful long rest. You all feel like you've gained, like you've learned something, probably from all of that delicious cured meat. You know that you've woken up and you're like, hey, you know what? I feel like I can control time. Do you ever eat so much cured meat that you feel like you can control time? And I'm a little concerned that Bruce about to set fire to everything, like in real life as well. That's roleplay. Now that's dedication.
Also, while we're still like doing things before whatever our next adventure starts, how hard would it be to get about 10 gold points worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs?
Oh yeah, that'd be fine. You remember there's an adventuring sort of shop opposite? They'll totally sell you that.
So I'm gonna go buy that.
Oh, before the other two wake up, can I get up early?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, first things first, I'm going to cast Disguise Self to disguise myself as Belladonna.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go to the adventuring store. And I'm going to take out the mouldy old tent. And obviously I'm not going to be able to speak, but I'm going to gesture to indicate I want to get something better. And then I'm going to tell them to put it on my tab.
Aha! Okay. I'm going to need a persuasion check, I think, for them to allow Belladonna to have a tab. They're going to perfectly believe that you're Belladonna, but I'm going to need persuasion, I think, to allow a tab to be created in the first place.
Okay.
Adventurers don't tend to last that long, like, to ever pay off their tabs, so...
I was thinking more like, saying I'll pay later this morning.
I'm still going to need persuasion, but the DC will be a lower DC for that, definitely.
Okay. I mean, they might suspect something because I'm not actually talking, but...
You get all sorts of weird types.
Yeah. That's a 6.
A 6, okay. Then they're not going to let you. They're not going to let you create a tab, I'm afraid.
Okay. I blatantly shoplift something on the way out.
Blatantly, not even trying to keep it. All right, okay. Roll me initiative.
Theatrically.
Actually, can they attack? No, I don't. They're gonna run after you, right? They're gonna try and chase after you and shout, "Hey, guards! There's a thief! Can you roll me? Well, first of all, are you going to try and run away, or are you going to turn around and fight them?
Yeah, I'm gonna run away and try and find somewhere to duck and take off the disguise.
Okay, roll me a stealth check. Doesn't have to be very high, but it's just whether you manage to get basically out of the way in time before they come out, which I think shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, stealth's actually one of my expertise skills. So.
Oh yeah, you should be all right then.
That is a 15.
A 15. Okay, yeah, you're able to duck away, and they're like, "Where'd that bloody rabbit go?" And they're just looking confused, and then guards start to sort of swarm and go, "Look, what happened? What happened?" It's like, you're not going to believe this. But then you over here, yeah, well, we've had similar reports of a pretty unusual rabbit folk going around. One of them set fire to a guard's building the other day, and we are on the lookout. Do not worry when we see him. We'll shoot on sight, and we will return. We'll return your what was it? Did you say a tent? We'll return that to you. No problem. No problem.
So you're telling me that the guards are hunting wabbits?
Yes, it is absolutely wabbit season. Well, because what Belladonna has managed to get herself labelled as is an attempted cop killer, and so all the guards are going to react in the most American of ways. There's like riot vans arriving, and all sorts. There's like a 30-person hunt. There's a little hot air balloon going over with media in it, and then like basically this town criers just shouting what's happening on the chase. They're still milling around. They haven't yet seen where the rabbit folk have gone, and that sort of thing.
The town. Wait.
Has a logo of a fox on it.
If the
Can we hear the town crier doing this, actually?
Yeah, I was going to say, if the town crier is trying to get out, would I not know about it happening?
Oh, you'd absolutely know. You absolutely know that they're chasing a rabbit folk. You'd probably make the assumption it was based on you burning down a guard's house and not to do necessarily with the Mime's activities. But you might know, you'd certainly hear something, wake up and go, well, where's the Mime? But yeah, probably not necessarily put two and two together as my identity's been stolen.
This is a question. Would they have started posting wanted posters and a reward for information?
I think they'd probably be starting to do that now. Yeah, so in the morning now, they've had enough time to get them like drawn up, because they've got to draw them up manually. Like there's no printers, there's no printing press, so they've got to work at it, like just painting it on. It's pretty hard to read half of them, but they're just starting to sort of nail them up to walls all over the place.
The Mime also grabs one of those nods and stashes it next to the notice they pulled off the tavern.
That's absolutely fine. Yep. What's
and Shinies is just going to go straight up to the police once they wake up. The nice chalkboard they carry around and go, "Pay me for information about Bunny."
All right, sir. What information do you have exactly?
Location.
Very good, very good. You tell us that location. If it pays off, we will absolutely pay you the reward of 100 gold pieces.
Post and pickle. Actually, I'll just draw the symbol for the post and pickle.
I'm glad you remember the name of the tavern, because in my notes I just wrote it down as Little Mikey's. So that works. All right. Pickle and post. We'll go check this out. Thank you very much. And he gives you a little bit of paper that has like it's like a receipt, and he says, if it pays off, you'll be able to get this by going to the local constabulary and handing this in. Understood?
Already betrayed me.
It's shocking, isn't it? The evil characters are betraying everyone. Yeah, so...
You start it with the tent, and also the many times you already tried to kill the Mime.
Okay.
I have not tried to kill the Mime once. Nylx has, but Belladonna has not.
Belladonna,
Yeah, you're down by association.
you hear an unusual sound, one that you've probably not heard before, as you wake up, and it's sort of this thud 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 sound. It's going quite quickly, like thud 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 thud, and then a bright light shines through the window. It's extremely bright. It's like it basically is the daylight spell through the window, and there is outside a flying machine, and it's up in the air. It's basically like 6 magic carpets stitched together, and someone is casting the daylight spell directly into your bedroom window. And they have a town crier there with a megaphone shouting, "This is the town guard. We have you surrounded. Come out with your hands up."
How many people are on this flying thing?
2. One person's like constantly casting daylight, and the other person with the megaphone.
How far out is this flying carpet?
I'd say it's probably about 60 feet up, and it's probably from the window probably about 20 feet. So probably say a total of 80 feet away.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for this first round, what I'll do is I'll open the window and I'll say I'll yell, "You'll never take me alive," and close it.
You hear back, "That is fine. That is not a problem."
And then I'm going to, at the door, cast one of my new spells, Snare.
Ooh, okay.
It is an invisible trap in a 5-foot radius. When something activates it, or I activate it manually, anything in that 5-foot radius is hoisted 3 feet above the air.
Okay.
And it hangs upside down.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
Having to make a dexterity saving throw at the end of every one of their turns to try to get down. And if they do, they're knocked prone.
That's quite cool. That is quite cool. Can you give me a perception check, please? And meanwhile, Shinies and the Mime, where are you both?
Well, I'm off currently trying to get my 100 gold pieces.
Okay, so presumably I wasn't too far away, so I'm going to be seeing all this.
I do have a question, actually, the Mime. Are you still disguised as Belladonna?
Nope, as I said, I literally ran away and ran away.
Just double checking, just in case.
As soon as I
that's fair. So you're just sort of watching, going, "Wow." Okay.
Perception?
Yeah, perception.
I hold up the 10 to know absolutely no one in
22.
particular.
22. Okay, so you see a shadow, as if of feet outside the window, directly above the window.
Am I in initiative, or can I still do things?
I will say you're not in initiative right now, so you can still do something. We're probably getting pretty close to initiative, but I don't think you're in initiative just yet. You can start to hear footsteps in the bar at the moment, and a lot of angry, like, protesting Italian voices going, "Hey, this is a perfectly legal establishment. Come on." That's not anywhere near Italian, but we'll go with it.
In that case, I shall continue my escapade of doing stupid things, and I'll put on the ring and begin to, because it is at half speed if I'm moving vertically, I'm going to slowly start making my way up to the carpet.
Okay, so you're just floating through the ceiling.
Which, having done some math, if you go in a proper angle, that's only 63 feet away.
Yeah, no, not in D&D. D&D, the world is non-Euclidean, so it is 80 feet. Yeah, so you just start floating up. That's fine. You can absolutely do that. As you get through the roof, you see a ton of ropes tied around the chimney, and you can see a group of people in black painted plate mail getting ready to basically abseil down the building and kick in the glass window. So that was a good choice you've made to get the fuck out that way.
My original plan was the sapping sting, the guy I could see at the window.
And that perception check. Oh, no, you're okay at the moment. Whatever the mysterious burning red eye is, it has not seen you this time. So you're floating up towards the carpet. You hear a crash of glass as they start to go in to the bedroom, and they're like, "There's no one here. What's going on? There's no one here." But then you hear a crash of wood as the door gets kicked open, and someone walks in and goes, "Ah!" as they get yeeted up into the air. And then you hear, "It's a trap! It's a trap! Get out! Get out!" And everyone just starts to peel out as quickly as they can. But the magic carpet is there because they're now scanning around to see if they can try and find you, because they're assuming you've set that trap and you're going to be watching somewhere. They obviously can't see you, so that's all good. And yeah, you can just float closer. I don't think we need initiative for this right now.
Okay, the one who's shining the light, I assume he's closer to the edge.
Yes, yeah, he's right on the edge, and is just like constantly casting a beam of light from his hands, just like this, literally like this. It's like that bright, like.
And where's the crier compared to him?
Crier's at the front. Crier, if you think of this like a helicopter, the crier is piloting, and the person with the light is down on the side.
So what you're saying is the crier isn't directly looking at him.
Crier's not looking at him. You could.
I'm going to take off my ring and immediately kick him off.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to count that as a shove. Do I take initiative? Yeah, just in case it goes wrong, let's take initiative.
Initiative, okay.
Just in case, because if it goes wrong and the guy stays on there, you're suddenly in a fight. So,
is this shove at advantage considering the person being shoved is prone?
No. Right, so, because they're not prone, they're just sat.
Oh, just sat. The way you describe it is like they're literally hanging off the edge.
Oh no, they're sort of sat on the edge, their feet dangling off is what I meant. Okay, so what was your initiative roll?
My initiative is a 16.
Okay, Bella, you're going first. And then that
is a 9 roll, by the way. Just to get put into perspective, my ridiculous initiative.
That's chronology for you, yeah. Okay, so it's Bella, then it is the operator, and then it is what I'm going to call the lightsman. Okay.
A shove is plus strength, yes?
Yeah, it'd be athletics versus probably their athletics, actually.
Athletics, okay, that is a 17.
Okay. Yep. That's a dead lightsman. Okay. Whoop! The lightsman screams as he drops, right? But this thing is making a lot of noise because you're not meant to stitch carpets together, so they're kind of butting up against each other. You know, in games when two physics items collide and it's like that's what's making this sound, right? There's not. That's the cause of that noise. So that's really loud. So the person actually operating it can't hear that scream, I don't think. The people on the ground are going to hear it and they're going to look up, but there's not much they can do to communicate with the person on the carpet. So that's all right. Yeah, okay, operators go. Operator's not doing much and is surprised. So we're back to you, Bella.
Okay, so assuming the operator doesn't have any restraints or anything.
Not that you can see. We've not technically begun the session and already we've hijacked a police helicopter.
That is a nat 20 plus 3.
A nat 20? Oh, well, that's unbeatable then for the operator. So the operator's gone as well. Woo! Yeah, the first one made a Wilhelm scream of that. Ah! This one did the proper sort of Looney Tunes yahoo as they fall. And yeah, you now have control of a double-sized magic carpet that makes a very loud noise whenever it moves around.
Yeah, I'm going to fly this thing to safety.
Okay, I mean, the guards on the ground are now watching that carpet because they've just seen two people fall off of it. They will be running to chase after.
but can they move as fast as a carpet?
They cannot. Fantastic. Well, we're out of combat again, all very, very quickly. So you're zooming off in the city. I mean, you're pretty visible. At some point, you're gonna have to land, and you will draw a lot of attention when you do.
Oh no, I was thinking like I'd zoom out of the city, land outside.
Oh, okay.
Then find my way back in later.
Like in the woods. I like that. All right. I'll let you do that. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna say that probably takes about an hour. So
also, one needs like things about that carpet now.
Yeah, it's if you need a stat block, look up the magic carpet. And you can basically just do that. And this is basically a magic carpet that functions like a magic carpet that can seat up to 4, but it's sort of been pretty dodgily constructed out of 2 one-person magic carpets, which is why it makes a horrendous noise as it's flying around. So yeah, while you're doing that, we're going to go to Shinies and the Mime. I presume you two have seen each other both in the crowd at this point?
I mean, the second I got to the state, I was going to the station house.
You've gone to... This is odd. You've gone to... the guard to try and get your money, and so you're met with a guard who's sort of standing over you, like at a desk, and all right then, what's this? You ready to turn yourself in?
Hand over the receipt.
We not got any confirmation that person is in custody, so until then we will not be paying, I'm afraid.
I think Shinies will just point at the magic carpet that they can hear disappearing.
Yeah, it's one of ours. What are you talking about? It makes a lot of noise. Like, they're inside. They're not 100% aware of what's been going on outside.
In which case, I'll just write the word bunny on the chalkboard.
You coming on to me, sunshine?
Question, by the way.
Okay, I'll add the word carpet below that.
I think they're not gonna... Well, tell you what, roll me persuasion. Meanwhile, what was your question, Brick?
Okay, so will I have reasonably have noticed Shinies go into the station and followed?
I don't think so, because I think actually what Shinies did this earlier on, while you were still hiding. So has just not rematerialized basically yet. Okay, what was your roll?
20.
Really? Okay, yep. That's enough. They hand over the money. So you have 100 gold pieces.
Which I'm just going to mark as 10 platinum, because I'm going to do something with that slightly later.
Okay. Yeah, so you've been paid. All right, the Mime.
So we have all profited out of this except the Mime, I'm sorry.
Mime got a 10. Mime got a 10.
So, yeah.
They got a free item.
Yeah. I basically meet up with Shinies and sort of, I don't know if I'd immediately noticed the goal, but I sort of hold up the tent like, and, you know, making it very clear how I got the tent.
Like really proud and smug that you've gained profit this morning. And look how much. It's at least 5 silvers worth of tent.
I think at this point, we should wordlessly just go and try and find Belladonna. I think we have run this town out.
I don't know,
I just think we need to find the bunny.
Very soon, the Mime and the Kenku are our associates of the bunny.
I don't know, we still have that thing with the artificer we can do.
Which only the Mime knows about at the moment.
Oh yeah, I hold up the notice to Shinies.
I mean,
that was a stupid idea. Now Shinies definitely wants to go to steal the artifact.
I mean, I accidentally hold up the poster of Belladonna, realise, and then flip it over to show the notice.
Oh. I mean, I assume that the Mime showed us the night before when we were doing our long rest.
That was never suggested, so I was just running like it hadn't happened.
That's
bold of you to assume the Mime wasn't plotting how they'd commit the greatest tent heist in history.
The Mime is, to be fair, not much of a talker.
I mean, in reality, nor Shinies.
Okay, so what's the plan? I'm gonna say you've all met up. An hour has passed, and Belladonna has snuck
An
her
hour
way
has
into the
passed.
city.
I am wearing a suspiciously large hat. Like it's like a very large. It's like a very large straw sun hat.
You've just lifted Nylx and put Nylx over your head.
As a question, is the mime going to show Belladonna the wanted poster?
I don't know. Is the mime gonna do it? Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Once the mime does that, I will flip a platinum piece at Belladonna.
Hey, Belladonna, you got 1 platinum piece. Nice. Everyone's gained from this situation. It's fine.
That's the reason I wanted it in platinum, because I didn't want to flick 10 gold pieces at them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I have to ask, how good is the drawing?
It's not great. It's basically an oval with 2 large ears, and
I'll
that's
take the wanted poster and I'll make it better, and then I'll nail it to the tree as we leave.
Yeah, by the way,
So you use Kenku perfect mimicry to make a literal picture perfect image of Belladonna and then nail it to a tree. Okay.
Waiting for someone to find it.
I do want to bring up just kind of like how ridiculous my current getup is. I have this outrageously large sun hat on, straw sun hat. I have Nylx strapped to one shoulder, and like diagonally across my back, I have a giant carpet rolled up, strapped to the shoulder.
That is weird. Yeah, that is weird. Just wait until you hear what sounds are going to be emanating from Shiny's waist in about probably 8 hours from now.
I can't wait.
Okay, are you? So, what's the plan? You've all met up.
I mean, Shiny's just got the word artifact, and I don't care if the others follow. They're going.
Yeah. I would like to, if it is possible, find a shop on the way that I can buy those materials I wanted to buy originally.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to find one on the way. There's probably an alchemist shop on the way up, which will have like all sorts of basic ingredients and reagents. For what you need, that'll probably go for about 15 silver pieces.
It's 10 gold pieces worth of stuff.
Oh, in which case it'll probably go for 10 gold pieces.
Or platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's on Shinies. Okay, yeah, and you're able to get all that.
Yep. And with that, I will cast Find Familiar.
Okay, you're casting Find Familiar. What familiar form are you choosing?
There is a creature from the. It's one of the early frost giant. Give me a moment. I need to actually look it up.
Okay.
But it's one from one of the officially released modules that says, if your DM lets you, this can be your Find Familiar.
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I will describe your arrival at the place. So it's up on a hill, and it's a little bit like an old sort of windmill, except it's not got the rotating part anymore. That's clearly just been ripped off, right? And outside is an old man in, well, it's a little bit like, the clothes monks wear, but less rich looking. Kind of like a sort of a Hessian sack hoodie. And he's an old man, and he's just...
Would I recognize this man?
Yes, you would.
He's saying this man has dirty habits.
That's a good one. I like that. You've already got inspiration, though, so you don't get it again. He's sat on a barrel. And the barrel is open, and there's just a load of sticks sort of spilling out. And as you approach, he says, "Oh, excellent! Oh, very good, very good. I assume you're here for the contract."
Yes, we are. Also, I did find the thing.
Oh, what was it?
It is a creature called a Tressim from the Storm King's Thunder book.
Tressim. Okay. Oh, very interesting.
I shall send you
winged cat.
I'll send you the actual thing for it. That has all the stats.
Yeah, I'm perfectly happy with that. Okay, so you've got a winged cat as your familiar. Wonderful. And he goes, "Oh, you look like you're attuned to sort of magical sort of things, you know. You look like the folks who can understand a magical problem, because I've got a magical problem. You see, this barrel's a shipment that I've had come in. Came in this week. They were meant to be bringing it in on a cart, proper cart, right? And a big old chest. It were all meant to be catalogued, but they've bloody ballsed it up. They've ballsed it up. They've just shoved it all in a barrel. So what I'd really like you to do, if you help me, I'll take you on in a sort of apprentice sort of style, essentially. If you help me, if you prove you're competent. And you'll get the run of the place, really. You'll get to see some very interesting artifacts, if you understand me. You know, my collection is quite nice. It's not for public view, but as my apprentices, I'll let you go in and see it. Even the pride of my collection, which is quite a beautiful piece, if you do ask me. But first, I need you to do something for me. You see, this here barrel contains 300 wands. And they're meant to be labelled. Each one does a different bloody thing, and I ain't got a clue, right? There's no way I can catalogue these unless I know what they do, but I'm not about to cast 300 random spells. So take as many as you want, go out and work out what they do, note it down. I'll pay you 10 gold pieces for each one you identify, all right? So up to 3,000 gold pieces if you do the lot. Right, bonus if you do the lot. Actually, I'll throw in another 1,000 gold. 4,000 gold pieces if you do all 300, right? And that's all you got to do, really. Do as many as you're comfortable with. Don't feel like you got to do too many. Don't turn around and just say you've done one, though, because then, well, you're clearly not cut to be an apprentice. But you get my meaning. And then I will show you some of the greatest artifacts you'll ever have seen.
But can we dual fist these ones?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I recommend it.
I was going to say that was out of character. But...
I know, but I've started the voice now. I can't stop.
I'd like to think Shiny said that, but like it was just like a series of shinies, like a Pokemon.
Shiny, 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 shiny.
Actually, it probably more would have been swap the deck.
Shiny, shiny, shine. Shine, shine, shine. Shiny.
Swap the deck, shiny.
So
Yeah, this seems like...
How? Well, Shinies knows there's better artifacts. So they're just going to, at least for the first few, just double fist wands and write down what they do.
Okay. Are you casting them right here and right now?
Yeah.
We should probably do it outside.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, you are outside still, thankfully. Okay. I am going to need, if you're doing double fisting it, I'm going to need 2 D1000 rolls, please. So you can do that with 3 D10s, basically, and just tell me in order.
Yep. Which is going to be interesting because...
I'm also trying one out.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to like move away so like no one's in the way of it.
Roll me 1 D1000.
Nobody said Shinies was bright.
Hold on. What was the roll?
412.
412. Okay, you hear a whistling sound above your head. Okay, this was great. All right. A shell from a World War II howitzer is dimensionally teleported to this world and explodes 50 yards above your heads, spreading shrapnel over a 200-yard radius. Please roll me a dexterity saving throw, all 3 of you, and I'm going to roll one for the wizard. They've actually done really well. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, dexterity saving throw.
I did mention that I moved a bit away so that people wouldn't...
Yeah, but we're talking 200 feet.
200 yards, actually, which is even more.
So 200 yards. Yeah, that's even worse.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Ooh, I need more D6s. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. This is the one to never use.
This is an interesting way to do roll.
There are 1,000 wands, okay? And not all of them are bad. You just have gone for a hell of a... 14's enough, actually. 14's enough. So...
Okay.
So, what was the DC of that?
10.
Oh, okay, awesome. Just had to make sure that...
okay, it is going to be 28 points of piercing damage for the mime.
Okay, I have 20 HP, so I'm down.
14 points of piercing damage for everyone else.
Jeez.
This was a hell of a one to get, I gotta say. Like,
I hope someone else has healing spells.
if you'd gotten 411, it would have been a snake offers to be your pet. Like that. You got really unlucky. Hell of a first one.
So the first one, 612.
612. Okay. Okay, a large bullseye target appears above your head. Anyone aiming at you with any kind of range attack has advantage. I would recommend writing all of these down, by the way, because you can choose to recast these spells, should you need to at some point.
So what was the original number?
612.
I'm just going to pull up a notepad to do this. No,
Oh, that was actually 412. 412.
Yeah, that was 412. Yeah, 412 is...
Yeah, 412 is maybe let's not.
Also, like, I'm going to look at the wizard and go, the fuck?
Shrapnel bomb.
Got me a discount, not gonna lie.
12 is...
Bought him in bulk, you see. Got a bulk discount. And they've thrown in some
Okay.
feisty ones, haven't they?
184.
184 is the second one. Are you starting to reconsider dual fisting these?
Well, I mean, I have to at least stick with it for the first run because...
While this
to say.
nonsense is going on, I'm gonna try to get the mime back up.
Can I? Which of you feel like you are friends with Shinies?
Well, it's irrelevant because the mime's down.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's relevant.
consider Shinies in a friendly matter because
Okay,
Shinies,
I will need a charisma
in my
saving
mind,
throw,
works
please.
For me. In my mind, Shinies works for me.
Okay, charisma saving throw, please, because Shinies has just cast Berserk.
Okay, so
All friends
I
make a
rolled a
charisma
2.
save or immediately
Like,
attack
I-
Shinies.
I rolled a 2, but with my modifier, that becomes a 1.
Yeah, so you now need to, using whatever your most powerful attack is, attack Shinies. You only have to do it once, but you have to do it.
Okay, I'm going to ask, will you force me to use spells
Yes.
for this?
You are extremely angry at Shinies, and Shinies has to be eliminated.
There goes one of my spell slots I need.
There goes Shinies.
Oh, there's still a chance.
So write down 184 Berserk.
I've done so.
Here, just
What I
let-
might do, just to make this easier on me, is actually bring up the wands list myself.
Really good thing that Belladonna does not have access to Fireball yet.
Oh yeah, no, but I do have catapult.
Yay, the yeet spell. I love it. Power word
Yeah, I'm
yeet.
going to need you to. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
There's still a chance. That is an 11.
That is 11 versus. You know
Wait
what?
for it.
Wait, no, because at the very least, I can do this. I'm going to use my reaction to let you re-roll that.
You can do that, absolutely, yeah.
To re-roll that.
14.
That just makes it.
Oh.
It goes by you barely.
Good save.
But yes, I think Shiny's going to stop double fisting these.
Yeah, 184 Berserk.
So, but did you write down the 3 we've already tested?
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, if you'd
Cool,
gotten
I-
183 instead, a phantom footman turns up and offers his help for 8 hours. You could have had a servant.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to what I was originally going to be doing in trying to stabilize our mime.
Okay,
Yeah,
good
while
idea.
it's happening, the mime's just miming a very dramatic death on the floor.
Actually, just for shits and giggles, and this is probably going to get me killed, that spinny windy stick in my pocket, I'm also
Yeah.
going to swing that.
So the one that fell out of the barrel earlier.
This is the one that fell out of the barrel.
All right, very good. Okay.
That is a
Just
17.
ones.
That is a 17 on my medicine check.
17 is absolutely great. You've stabilized the mime. You just need a 10 for that.
Now,
right?
am I going to TP
Cool.
day?
And then I'm going to drag the mime and myself in like one of the nearby foresty areas away from it,
It's a good
just
idea.
to get the mime out of range of.
Okay, bear in mind the area is actually difficult terrain because you're basically in the Somme right now because literally you have been artilleried. So there's a lot of craters to go over. But yeah, you can start going. You can start going for sure. And you've
Hey,
got extra
Nick.
movement speed, so.
You'd count a 10 as a 0, wouldn't you?
Yes.
For this one. 31.
31. Okay. Hang on, I need to look something up.
Nick, why?
No. I need to look up something.
To be fair, it isn't Nick that's caused this.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Healing, please, healing, please, healing, please.
Okay,
healing,
so you
please,
feel
please, healing.
inside you this sort of bubbling sensation like you've got really bad gas, and you feel that you're gonna have to burp. Like, this is not a burp that is one you can hold in, you are going to have to burp. No one is actually near you, so it's fine. So 31, Belch of Titans. The caster belches once with the same effect as Thunder Wave.
Dude, I'm just
Quickly,
gonna write that as Thunderwave.
quickly, belch at your feet.
The Ruzad move goes straight for the feet, yeah. But no, you're fine. That could be helpful. That one, like that's basically a free Thunder Wave.
We're near this guy's workshop, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we've already shrapnelled his workshop, and his response was, I bought them in bulk, so.
Well, he was not too happy about the whole situation, but he did expect something unusual to happen. Like one of these
he
ones
took
cast
28
Wish,
damage already,
so.
correct.
What was that? Sorry, Leggy.
He took 28 damage already, correct?
He actually took 14 damage because he passed the save.
Oh, he managed to save.
He did surprisingly well. He rolled a 19.
So,
Okay.
anyway, I'm going to face him, and because this has become too dangerous, I'm going to swing the wand again
Okay,
while facing him.
the burp wand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is going to be Thunder Wave. So it's a Constitution save. Strength save? I think it's Strength save for Thunder Wave. Actually. Either way, not a great thing for a wizard to have to defend against. Constitution save, yeah. Okay, so the DC for that is probably going to be. We'll make it your spell save DC, yeah. Oh, holy shit! I'm going to assume I haven't done stats for this guy, but I'm going to assume he's got like a -2 to Constitution or something like that. So that's a 14.
Yeah, no, still takes his half damage, and isn't.
I can still see the wizard, right?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to use my second one, reroll that.
Okay, forcing the wizard to reroll. That's worse. That's an unnatural 1.
That definitely hit.
That hits.
So, what level of Thunder Wave is this?
First level.
Impactful to do? Okay, so that's
2d8, I think.
yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, I'll double check that note there.
Okay, I guess we're just murdering this wizard.
I mean,
Are you shocked?
Chinese would like to be able to steal the things without dying.
possible.
Yeah, 2d8.
Yeah.
And is pushed 10 feet.
Okay, so he's
Bit of the mind, just keep in mind.
knocks on his ass.
11 damage.
11 damage. Okay, how much health has this guy got? He's taken 14, 25. He's probably reasonably a 5th level wizard. What would they have at this point? Let's have a look.
Wizard would be d6 on hit dice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so 5d6, which would average to 3.5 times 5, which is an extremely awkward addition to do. So 7, 14
Round
plus.
up.
Yeah, no, he's unconscious. Absolutely unconscious. Or dead, depending on how you want that. Yeah, no, let's say he's dead. He's dead. He's completely dead.
So anyway, let's go ransack the artifact.
Yeah. So the door is.
I'm going to give, once I move the mime out to safety, I'm going to give the wands one last try because I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm
Sure.
going to be in the building while this is happening.
Not necessarily, because the door is locked. But yeah, give me a D1000 roll.
9, 8, 9.
Ooh, the high end of the scary one. So let's see what this is, because I know that 1000 is you literally end the world.
Why?
Because D&D.
Actually, this was made for a different game system. Be glad you didn't do 988. Okay, so the target turns into a baby.
I wasn't exactly targeting anybody.
You are turned into a baby.
What?
So we now have a baby covered in the Nylx.
Just like, collapse on the ground. It's alright, you'll come back after. How many hours?
I just need one question answered. Can Nylx eat while he's comatose?
No.
Thank God. Because the fact that Nylx just felt on a baby, I would be able to smell the baby.
What's the name for a baby? What's the time for a baby rabbit anyway?
How long?
I don't know.
How long am I like this?
2 hours.
I mean, that should basically be a
12
what?
seconds, sorry, I misread. It was
12 seconds?
2 rounds, not hours. Something else was for hours that was next to it. Yeah, 12 seconds, so you like 12 seconds you're going ga 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 ga, and then boom. And that was a very unusual experience for you, I imagine.
989.
Just throw that one away.
No, I'm keeping it.
No, we're gonna keep that one.
Apparently, a baby rabbit is called a kitten.
Aww.
Kind of makes sense.
I quite like that 988 is literally your deity is summoned. Well.
Oh no.
I mean, just in case this does come up, the deity of Belladonna is the Quarreling Lovers, but specifically in the form of the Warden in the Thief.
Okay. There would be an argument there. Okay, yeah. So, write that one down. 989, I'm baby.